In this tutorial, we add some feedback so that the user knows if the database update was correct or failed or was successful. So to do this, I'm going to add a panel that, well, I'm going to add two panels. One panel that will show up if it's successful. It'll have some text on it and some buttons, and then another panel that will show up if there's a failure. So within the success panel, call this panel success. I'm just going to put a paragraph of text that says database was updated successfully, and then add two buttons. One button that will change the caption on to say, when they're done with this, do you want to go and see the table, or do you want to return to the admin page and maybe add another one or do something else? So the text on this will say return to admin page, and then we'll call this one CMD admin. We'll put on another button that says view products. This is for the products table. We'll call this CMD products. So we'll have to add the VB code to make the product stuff work. Then the other thing we're going to do on this panel is set its visibility to false. So when it first starts up, we won't see it. So I'm just going to come over to properties and set visibility to false. And then we have another panel that will do the same thing for, except for if it fails. And so to do this one, rather than typing it all out, I've got the code out here again at my website, and we'll grab some of this code. So I'm just going to grab the panel for success too, because I renamed some of the buttons in that. So I'm going to grab this code, paste it in here. I'm going to paste it over this panel. It's the same thing for the success panel. If you take a look at this, there's the success panel with a paragraph of text, and I just renamed the button command view products. Then I've got another panel for failure, and on the failure panel we put some text, but we also drop a label so we can put in the error message from the VB code. And this label we will set, well, actually we set the visibility of the entire panel to false, so we won't see it, so we don't have to worry about it right away. Then we put two buttons on this one too that say return to the admin page, or go and edit, return and edit the product information. Okay, so this is the stuff that goes on our ASPX page. So we have the two panels. Again, these won't show up at runtime because we set the visibility to hidden. So there's the success panel, there's the failure panel. Now let's go to the VB page and put the code in. So there's quite a bit of code here. And again, what I do is, since I've written this out before, I'm just going to grab this chunk and we'll go over it a little bit. If you want to see the details of this, you can get the tutorial that explains all the details. So this is some VB code. If you don't know how to program, you're going to have to learn how to understand what all this going on here. But this is the main chunk right here. So this is details view 1, the item inserted event. After the item is inserted, we run this code. We set details view 1 to false. It's visible to false, so we don't see that. So we're going to see one panel or the other. We check to see if there's any exceptions, which means any errors. If there was an error, then we make our error panel show up. We display the error message in the label that we put on there, and then we also do this just to tell our project that the exception was handled. We set this to true. Otherwise, if there were not any errors, we set our success panel to visible, and we'll see that one. Then the rest of this code is handling the buttons on the success panel and the failure panel. So if it's successful and this user clicks on the view products page, we do this when we transfer them to a different page. If they want to go back to the admin page, we do that here. This is for the failure panel, same thing. If they want to go to the admin page, we take them there. If they click on retry, then all we do is um, hide the failure panel by setting its visibility to false and show the details view panel. So let's take a look at this when we run it. So we'll go to create the new product. And now, if we say insert with nothing in here, we'll get the failure, but rather than getting a yellow screen, we get this. We can either return the admin page or we can return to the edit the product information. And we can even put things in here. Put this in, put the category in, and if we leave the ID blank, it's going to throw an error again. So we'll say insert, we get the error. We say edit the product information. It's nice, it takes us back, and we don't have to type the stuff in here. So I'm going to put the ID in as 2. I think that one will work. We can say insert. And this time, oops, I'm sorry. It says we created duplicate values of the primary key, so we need to return here and change this to a 3. I wasn't keeping track of my numbers. Now when we say insert, it was successful, and so we can either so this is nice feedback for the users. They know that it was successful. Now we can return to the admin page. Okay, that's it. I know that's quite a bit, but that's it.